Welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. We just completed our first week of spring and plants are starting to show signs of life. Spring crop planting season will also be in full swing soon as soils continue to warm. Recent rains have the state's soil moisture in great shape at most locations. The 7-day rainfall map from Wednesday morning shows rainfall at every Mesonet station. The heaviest rains were in northwestern Oklahoma, where parts of Woods and Woodward counties received over 3 inches. This added to soil moisture, and now almost the entire state has a dark green color on this 10-inch fractional water index map. This is an index where 1 is as wet and 0 is as dry as the sensor can read at 10 inches. Plenty of moisture should be available for planting at all locations except for the still very dry soils in Texas and Cimarron counties. This is the same map just 1 year earlier. We are at least as wet on the index scale currently as a year ago. April, May, and June are usually the 3 wettest months of the year, so if rains continue as expected, we are starting the year off in pretty good shape. But in Oklahoma, things can change quickly, and the next flash drought is always just around the corner. Now here's Gary with a look at the latest Oklahoma drought maps.
Thanks, Wes, and hello, everybody. Well, we're talking drought again this week, and for a change, we actually have some pretty good news with very little bad news, so let's get right to it. Our latest drought monitor picture shows a much improved portrait across the southwestern part of the state, just a little sliver of moderate drought continuing in that area. All of the severe to extreme drought has completely been eradicated. Just have a little bit of abnormally dry conditions left surrounding that moderate drought area. And that, for a change, indicates areas going out of drought instead of into drought. We also had a good improvement up in the far northwestern panhandle, where we got rid of most of the extreme drought. We're still left with moderate to severe drought. But again, that's also an area that's seen some improvement with the rainfalls lately. The good news comes from the rains we've seen in March. We have had from a good 3 to 6 inches across much of the northwestern and northeastern part of the state, and at least hold off some of those drought areas from escalating across south central Oklahoma. Now, if we look at the departure from normal rainfall maps across the northwestern, basically half of the state, we do see surpluses in that region from 1 to as much as 5 inches, even a little bit more than 5 inches across far north central Oklahoma. Now, not as much out in the panhandle, but again, it was enough to create a little bit of improvement out in that region. Now, across the southeastern, basically half of the state, we see deficits of 1 to 2 inches down across parts of south central and southeast Oklahoma. So really a case of the haves and have-nots for March thus far. We are coming up on April, which is our 5th wettest month of the year, and then May and June, of course, are our 1st and 2nd wettest months of the year, at least for most of the state. So we have a good chance of seeing some relief as we go through the next 3 months and hopefully erase drought completely. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.